Question 1. Let us label the clock. This would be 60. This would be 5. This would be 10. This would be 15. This would be 20. This would be 25. This would be 30. This would be 35. This would be 40. This would be 45. This would be 50. And this would be 55. The hour hand is in between 1 and 2, and the minute hand is at the 55 mark, so the time is 1:55. So 3 hours later, it would be 4:55. Question 2. Similarly, the hour hand is in between 6 and 7, and the minute hand is at the 30-minute mark, so it would be 6:30. 6 hours later, 6 plus 6, it would be 12:30. Question 3. The time is 9:20. 15 minutes later, it would be 9:35. For question 4, the time is 9:40. So 9:40, and 20 minutes later, it would be 10. And we still need another 15 minutes. So 15 minutes later, it would be 10:15. Therefore, the time is 10:15. Question 5. The time is 8:10. So 3 hours later, it would be 11:10. And another 10 minutes later, it would be 11:20. Question 1. The time on the left clock is 4:10, while the time on the right clock is 8:10, so it would be 4 hours later. For question 2, the time on the left clock is 4:15, while the time on the right clock is 5:05. So 30 minutes later, it would be 4:45. Another 15 minutes later, it would be 5. So we still need another 5 minutes to give us 5:05. So the total time taken would be 30 plus 15 plus 5, which is 50 minutes. So the answer is 50 minutes later. Question 3. The time on the left clock is 7:30, while the time on the right clock is 7:45, so it would be 15 minutes later. Question 4. The time on the left clock is 2:30, while the time on the right clock is 3, so it would be half an hour later or 30 minutes later. Question 5. The time on the left clock is 2:15, while the time on the right clock is 3:30. So 1 hour later, it would be 3:15, and we still need another 15 minutes to give us 3:30. So the time taken would be 1 hour and 15 minutes later. Question 6. The time on the left clock is 12:10, while the time on the right clock is 9:15. We can assume this to be 12:10 p.m. and this to be 9:15 p.m. So 9 hours later, it would be 9:10 p.m. and we still need another 5 minutes to give us 9:15 p.m. So the total time would be 9 hours and 15 minutes.